We were chatting with Kabazela just a moment ago about the response to the boy who appealed for a drum kit donation. Lee, you're in Savoy Estate. You are one of Lumko's donors. Absolutely fantastic. Tell us why you got involved.
Hi, thank you. I'm an occupational therapist, and you can sometimes just pick up from someone that they were literally born to do something. And I watched the little video clip on BackaBuddy of Lumko playing on his completely homemade, really creative drum kit.
Yeah.
And I've lost most of my income, but I just had to donate something. But why I'm phoning is because I got an email back from him, which is very rare in the world of sort of crowdfunding campaigns.
Yeah.
And he said, basically, I'm writing this email to personally thank you for donating, and I donated such a tiny amount. Then he says, someone from Cape Town donated the drums to me, and they arrived yesterday. I was so happy, I still cannot believe it. I just want to thank you so much for contributing to making my dreams come true, and to tell you that my aunt used the money that you donated to my campaign to pay for drumming lessons. And I've included pictures and videos. I hope you will like them. And the smile on his face in the pictures of him on his new drum kit are just sublime.
Oh, that's absolutely
just wonderful.
Oh, that's exactly the kind of story we need to start a week, hey, Lee? Thank you. As you say, you yourself have faced tough times of late, but you still reached out and did this. Well done to you. You're our hero. And of course, fantastic feedback from Lumko. It just makes it worth it, doesn't it?
Yes, absolutely. So, thank you to him for reaching back out to his donors with such dignity and such accountability. It's really rare.
That's fantastic.
I'm sure his aunt's influence is there in the mix, but the email, I think, was worded by him. It's just lovely.
Fantastic. I mean, that's a lesson for all of us. Lee calling us there from Savoy Estate. That's exactly what we mean when we say, let's walk the talk. Every element of that story just coming together in a beautiful way. Ruth, you're in Blackgowrie. You want to respond to the conversation about organ donation. What's your story?
Hi. So this is actually about my brother's daughter, my niece Rachel.
Yeah.
When she was 6 years old, she was diagnosed with a bone marrow failure condition, and she became reliant on blood transfusion. She needed one every week in the end, which is unsustainable. So her only option was a bone marrow transplant. And because there's so few, people
donors,
on the registry in South Africa, they weren't able to find one. And globally, they also struggled, and after about a year, they were giving up. And fortunately, there was a young woman in Poland who went out for lunch with a friend, and the friend mentioned that she was going to go and sign up and, see if she was a match, not for my niece, but just in general.
Yeah.
And the woman had a thought, well, maybe I'm the one they're looking for. And she went and got tested. Yeah. And a few days later, her details popped up on the bone marrow transplant registry at Groote as a match finally for my niece. And miraculously, she was a 10 out of 10 match, and my little niece had the bone marrow transplant 3 years ago and is now a happy, healthy, delightful, she's going to turn 12 in 2 weeks' time. And it's all because of a last-minute thought of this marvelous Polish woman called Magda. And what was so incredible, you can't have contact for the first year, but after about a year, the donor started searching because she knew it was a little girl in Cape Town.
Right.
And she found my niece's story on Facebook, and she made contact with the family. So they're now in contact, and at some point my brother would like to take my niece to meet her in Poland. And she's our hero, and we are so grateful. So if there's anybody listening, it's so easy if you're young enough. I'm not young enough anymore to just get in contact with the Bone Marrow, Foundation of South Africa, the Sunflower Foundation, and see, because if you're a match, you can change not only the child's life, but the family. We will be
save the
forever
life,
grateful.
right? Save the life as well. Ruth, absolutely fantastic call. And I think we should be having a conversation with the Sunflower Fund one of these days just to highlight that issue once again. Fantastic call. Big hugs to everyone, your little niece, everyone involved in that story. Ruth, thank you for that call. Ruth calling us in Blairgowrie. You see, we have these conversations and you sometimes might think they're not going to go anywhere, but they do. You just never know who's listening and the impact it can have, the ripple effect really it can have. And that's exactly why I love this job. That's exactly why sitting in this seat is such a privilege. The idea of talking about these things that come together sometimes in such beautiful and profound ways.
Current events, developing stories,
tough questions,
your voice making a difference.